I should have second guessed like drinking the jungle juice and taking the shots and all that, but in the moment I was just trying to have fun. I took like 6 shots of Ciroc, and then I had like 2 cups of jungle juice. Literally, next thing I remember, I'm waking up in a hospital. Apparently, I was found passed out outside of the party.
Black brothers. Empire.
Bring it back, 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 bring it back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's ShaaBeautyy here, and today I am back with another video. And as you can see by that title, today I am going to be doing a story time. I am very nervous to do this story time. This is my first ever story time on this channel, and I'm pretty sure y'all see that title so y'all know why I'm super nervous to do this video. I honestly don't even know what I'm gonna name this video, but I know the title is going to speak for itself. So okay, let me just get myself together. The reason why I'm so nervous to tell this story is because this is my first time actually like publicly speaking about this situation. I know I'm still a small YouTuber and everything, but I know there's a good chance that a lot of people may see this video. There's a good chance that a lot of people may not see this video, but I'm just preparing myself because like this was a crazy experience for me. It was very terrifying. It was very scary. It happened to me back in college, and I just feel like, honestly, it's been like 5 or 6 years since this happened, and I feel like a lot of time has went past to the point where I can like comfortably talk about it. I mean, I'm obviously nervous, but talking about the situation publicly is just going to make me like anxious, I guess. A lot of people that are close to me know this story already, so it's not going to be a surprise to any of my close friends and family, but it's going to be a crazy story to you guys at home that are watching. So if you guys are interested in seeing what this story time is about, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn your post notification bell on, that we notified every time I post a video. So let's get right into it. Okay, y'all, so forgive me. I have a tendency to ramble, so I'm gonna try my best to like, you know, keep myself on track and not go off on a tangent. But basically, okay, let me just get right into it. So basically, back when I was a freshman at my college, a lot of you may know that I went to Bloomsburg University. Okay, so there was this program that a lot of us got accepted into. It was like a summer program before we actually like started our college experience. So I was there for the summertime, you know, I was enjoying the parties and stuff like that. Honestly, before going to that school, I didn't know that it was a party school until I got up there, and I was like, oh, okay, like this school is a little lit. Now it's corny and everything, but back when I was a freshman back in 2015, it was lit, okay? So I was used to the partying. I really didn't party that much in high school, and drink that much in high school, but I kind of figured that I could trust myself to like, you know, handle my drinking, handle my alcohol. And we was up at the university for like 6 weeks before we actually started the fall semester. So that full 6 weeks we had parties almost every weekend, and I was okay, you know. Like they always tell you not to drink the jungle juice at parties. Like they kept stressing it to us when we were up there during the summer. So you would hear like horror stories about like, yeah, don't drink the punch because you just don't know what the people put inside of it. You don't know what liquor is in there. You don't know if they put any other type of anything in there. So it's just good to be safe and to not drink the jungle juice. So they kept drilling it into our heads all summer, and I was like, whatever, you know. But mind you, I was still drinking the jungle juice. Like when we had parties, there was like a specific group of people that was throwing a party, so I didn't know them. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I knew them, so that's why I was drinking it. I just felt like, honestly, I'm gonna keep it a whole like 100 with y'all. Like I seen other people drinking it that was close to me, so I'm like, okay, like it can't be that bad, you know. I just had to test the waters. And honestly, every time I drank the punch at a party during that summer program, like I was fine. And plus, like it was like nobody else was getting sick or anything, so I felt comfortable enough to drink the juice. Now, so fast forward to the actual fall semester. The fall semester was actually a little crazy and like party wise and stuff, because that was like, you know, August is when everybody come back to school. That was when everybody was on campus. When we were there in the summertime, it wasn't that many of us. We was only in one dorm building and everybody fit in that one dorm building. Summer freshmen and the Act 101 students. So we were all basically living in one building. So now during the fall semester, it's like a whole bunch of different people, more students and stuff like that. So it was different. Good thing I was there during the summertime because I kind of knew my way around the campus. But I'm saying this because the fall semester, like the parties was fun. Like they was lit during the fall too. So I'm just like, all right, so they was telling us not to drink the jungle juice, da 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 da. Like I was always keeping this stuff in the back of my head, but I was young. I was like 19. So I wasn't old enough to go to the, you know, liquor store and buy my own alcohol. Like I actually had to like, and anytime we went to a party or before we went to a party, we would just go and pregame at somebody's house before we actually went to, you know, the party. So it was this one particular, okay, this is where it gets crazy, y'all. Okay, so there was one particular party. I don't know how long this is about to be, but I'm gonna try not to make it too long. So, okay, it was one particular party where it was like a weekend when I thought that it wasn't going to be that fun, because like every time, like people up at that school would party from Thursday to Saturday. You know, Thirsty Thursday, people would go out, have parties on Thursday, and so forth and so on. So Thursday, like that particular weekend of the particular party that I'm getting ready to speak about, that weekend really wasn't that lit. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a Saturday night. I believe that Friday we probably went out and it wasn't that fun. And then Saturday came, like, I don't know. It was either a Friday or a Saturday. I guess the day don't really matter. But either way, like we thought that the party wasn't going to be that fun. So the same day of this party, actually, it might have been a Friday, because the same day of this party, me and a group of friends, and I'm doing this for a reason, me and a group of friends went to like this little event that they were having on campus. I think it was like a karaoke night, and they had like pizza and stuff like that. So we mainly went to this little event for the food because we knew that we were going to be out. We knew that we were possibly going to be drinking, and y'all know y'all can't drink on an empty stomach. So we went to a little event on campus, had pizza and stuff, and mind you, it was me and 6 other girls. And 5 of those girls, I'm gonna say, were friends, and the one girl who was close to me, because we actually went to middle school together. I'm not gonna say no names in this video because it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of pointless. This happened 6 years ago. It's pointless, but it's also like something interesting that I feel like other people can learn from, because I definitely learned from this experience. So there's no need for me to really say names. So me and 5 other girls plus one girl, that's probably confusing for y'all, but one of the girls that I was with, I was actually close with, because we went to middle school together. Like we known each other since we were little. Now the other 5 girls, I met them during the time of being up at school. Now mind you, a couple of them girls I went out with during the summertime, so we went out every weekend, and I felt like I was safe to like go out with them. I felt like nothing would happen and stuff like that. I felt like we all would look out for each other and so forth and so on. So we went to a little event before the actual party that we were going to, and we was on Snapchat. You know, this was back hi Louie. This was back when Snapchat was popping. So if y'all follow me on any of my social media accounts, y'all know I post all the time. So that's exactly how I was with Snapchat. So I was posting us at the little karaoke event and stuff like that, like, you know, the pre-turn up before we actually went out. So we leave the little karaoke event maybe like around 9-10 o'clock. I don't know, it was kind of like a late night thing. I think the campus event ended at midnight, so we left and then we were walking to this party. Now mind you, like, we didn't think that this party was going to be popping because, like I mentioned before, like the days before, like, there were parties that were thrown and it wasn't really that lit. Stuff was getting shut down. Parties stayed getting shut down up at my college because, like, the parties would get lit. So we was like, all right, it's not going to be like a lit weekend. Now, mind you, the boy that I was talking to at that time, who is not my current boyfriend right now, so there's no confusion. Now, mind you, for some of you guys that may not know, me and my current boyfriend, we went to the same college. That's how we went. That's how we met. And he was actually at this party as well. He comes in to the story in a little bit. So me and the boy that I was talking to at that particular time, he didn't go to my college. So I was on the phone with him when I was walking to the party, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna just call you like in a couple hours, because honestly, it's crazy because I remember this vividly. I was like, yeah, the party's not gonna be that lit tonight, so we probably not even gonna be out that long, so I'll just call you when I get back to my dorm room. Boom, that was that. So we get into the party, me and the girls that I was with, including my one close friend. We all get into the party and we walking up the steps. We like, okay, like, we get into the party, it's packed already. Now mind you, it's only like 10-11 o'clock. Like, why is the party already popping? So we get there and I'm like, I had a second thought, like, in the back of my head. I'm like, oh, maybe I won't call him back in a couple hours because it looked like tonight might be a little lit. So so we walking up the steps, we get into the party, and we see that there was like a bunch of like ring lights. Not a bunch of ring lights, but it was like 2 ring lights in this apartment. Because the party, you walk up the steps and it was like an apartment. So it was like ring lights. It was like really bright in the party. Now, usually y'all know parties be dark because it's a party. Like, what do y'all got all the lights on for? So come to find out, they were recording this particular party. Now, I didn't know how lit this party was going to be. Mind you, I was a freshman, so we didn't really know like everything that was going on. The people that was throwing a party, I believe they were probably like seniors or juniors or who knows what they were, but they were definitely upperclassmen. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was talking to my close friend and the girls that I was with. I was like, oh, so maybe this party will be a little lit. Like, we can go to Tripod after, you know, get some more food. We basically had the whole night planned. So we in the party, we dancing, da-da-da-da. And then they start saying that they got Ciroc. So they had like, I don't know if y'all ever seen like the huge bottles of Ciroc, like the huge ones. They had like 6 of those huge bottles of Ciroc. Like 6 of them, different flavors. And they was just giving out shots for free. So I'm like, oh snap, like, y'all giving out free shots. Because honestly, me, if they would have been charging for the shots, I would have never drank, because I'm just like, I'm not about to pay $3, $4 for a shot. Like, I don't need to drink that bad. It's not that serious to me. But when we found out that it was free shots and they had free jungle juice, I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, y'all really trying to make this party lit. Now mind y'all, I didn't know the people who were throwing this party. Like, I've heard of them because they were kind of considered like a group on campus. I don't know, but like, it was a bunch of guys, I'm gonna just say that, who threw this particular party. And I didn't know any of them, but it was a bunch of us. Like, the party was like being told about like on campus and stuff. So of course everybody, that was the only party, the only popping party, I believe, that night. So I should have had thought, like, I should have second guessed like drinking the jungle juice and taking the shots and all that. But in the moment, I was just trying to have fun. So we taking shots or whatever, and I see my current boyfriend at the party. So I walked over to him, and at this time we were just friends or whatever. When we seen each other around campus, like, we would speak and stuff like that. But I saw him at the party, and I was like, hey, da 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 da. Like, we was talking a little bit. He was like, what's up? And we just had like a little conversation. He was like, all right, well, be safe, have fun or whatever. So I was like, all right, and then we stopped talking. So then I went back over to my close friend. Now, mind you, it was me and my close friend and then the 5 other girls. So me and my close friend, we was together basically the whole time, because once they said they was giving out shots and stuff, we went over to like the little kitchen area and we was getting shots, and the other 5 girls, they stood like where the rest of the party was at, like in the middle of like the, you know, the living room. So we over there getting shots, we drinking, we taking Snapchats and stuff like that. We drinking a jungle juice. Now, mind you, I took like 6 shots of Ciroc. And then I had like 2 cups of jungle juice. And the cup was like this. And the cup was actually like filled with jungle juice. So I drank the jungle juice, I had the shots or whatever. Now at this point in time, like the lights is off in the party, we having fun, like we doing Snapchat. I really wish I still had the Snapchats, but that was so long ago. But we having fun, and then I just remember everything like just getting fuzzy, like super fuzzy. And I'm just like, okay, I need to go outside for some air. So I tell my friend, my close friend that I was with, and I was like, yeah, I think I need to go outside and get some air, because like I'm not feeling good. So when we about to go outside, I'm like, wait, let me see where the rest of the girls is at so we can like all go outside together, because I don't want to leave them in a party. Now mind you, I was a little drunk, but I still had like a little common sense like in the back of my head, like, hold up, I'm not just gonna leave them at the party. Like, I don't care how many of them it is together, we should all leave out the party together. So come to find out, they had left. They left me and my friend there, me and my close friend there, and so come to find out, they had already left the party. So, and we only noticed that because like I didn't see them nowhere in the party. So me and my close friend, we was just walking, like we was walking down the steps, and like I didn't see them outside either. But when I started walking down the steps, I was really starting, like that's literally the last thing I remember from that night. Is the last clear thing that I remember from that night is walking down the steps and going outside to like where, you know, some of the people that I knew were. So I was out there or whatever, and it was a couple of guys out there that I knew, including my current boyfriend now. He was out there, and they were like, you know, outside enjoying, like, I don't know what to say, like they was outside, like they was outside of the party or whatever. So when it was outside, like I was saying hey to them, I was like, hey y'all, like da 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 da, like I just remember like at this point is when it really started getting like really fuzzy, and I'm just like, oh, like hey y'all, like I was drunk at this point. Okay, so I was so drunk to the point where I felt like I needed to sit down, and you know when you sit down, that's like the worst thing that you can do, because that means all of your alcohol is starting to just like settle into like, you know, one place. If you up and walking around is like okay, but at this point I couldn't walk around no more. So I literally remember like going up to the back of like of a wall and like just sliding down, and like I was like sitting on the ground, and literally next thing I remember, I'm waking up in a hospital. Now y'all might wonder like, what the heck, like how did you end up in the hospital? What happened? Where was your close friend at? Yeah, I am getting ready to answer all those questions y'all might be thinking. So from my point of view, I woke up in a hospital the next day, and literally to me it felt like a movie. Like I woke up in a hospital, and all like you see is like the clock on the wall, and the clock's at 8 a.m. and I just remember, like, it might sound really dramatic to y'all, but y'all know how like how on a movie if somebody get like knocked out or something or get into a car accident, and the next thing you see is them like waking up in a hospital, and you see them like blinking their eyes open and like trying to like see clearly, and like that was me. Like I was literally like, where am I at? Like I was looking at the clock like 8 o'clock in the morning, like why am I up so early? Like I don't know, like I was just like so confused. So I woke up and I saw that I was in a hospital, and I immediately started, like I had an IV in my arm, I started pressing the nurse button immediately, because I'm like, I was confused, I was scared, I was lost, I was by myself. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like I don't remember anything from yesterday, like how did I get here? So I'm pressing the button, and I remember this because the nurse got upset. Well, she wasn't upset, but she was like, it's okay, you're in a hospital. You had a little bit too much to drink last night, da 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 da. And I'm just like, well, how did I get here? Like, how did I get into the hospital? And she was like, well, your cousin dropped you off. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, where's my clothes at? Like, can I get my phone? And she grabbed, like, literally, she had a clear bag. And she was like, this is all you came in with. In that clear bag, y'all, was a pair of basketball shorts, an oversized shirt, and that's it. None of the clothes that I wore the previous night was in that bag. Now, mind you, I had on some black ripped jeans, a black leotard to show like the little cleavage, like my hair was pressed, like I had my Chucks on. I remember my whole outfit. So I was like, those are not my clothes. And the nurse was like, well, that's what you came in here with. And I was like, what? So, you know, I'm thinking the worst. Like, if you come into a hospital with basketball shorts and an oversized shirt, you don't know what to think. I don't know if I got raped. Like, I didn't know what was going on because those weren't my clothes. Like, I'd never seen those clothes before a day in my life until that very moment. So she's like, I'm gonna call your cousin. Da, da, da. So thankfully, my cousin went to the same school as me during that time. She was a senior. She wasn't at the party though. So I don't want to really tell that much without telling y'all too much. So let me just, so she left her number at the hotel. She left her number at the hospital for them to call her for when I woke up. So I woke up. Well, of course, I was awake in the hospital, so they called my cousin, and she's like, yeah, your cousin is on her way, da, 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 da. So just, like, stay put, and I was like, well, I really need to use the bathroom. Y'all, I went to use, like, I needed to use, like, a little, like, what is those walker things in order to get to the bathroom? Like, my body felt so weak. Like, I didn't know what happened to me. Like, I was just, like, I felt like my body was just dead. Like, I didn't know. So I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror, and like I just said to y'all a couple minutes ago, my hair was pressed, you know, like laid, edges done, everything, right? I look in the mirror and I see my hair is just like, my weave was like in a nasty little bun. My hair smelled so bad. My actual like leave out at the top, like my actual hair of the sewing was fuzzy, it was puffy. Like I looked so crazy. Like I literally didn't recognize myself, and it's just so many crazy scenarios that's going on in my head to think of like how I got to this point. Because like I'm like, dag, like what happened to you? Like did you, like what happened? Because like I'm only thinking the worst. Like I don't know what was going on because I blacked out. So my cousin gets to the hospital and she like, Shahira, are you okay? Like she was just like making sure I was okay. And then like we left, like mind you, at this point my mom don't know anything, okay? This is one thing about being up at college. My school was 2.5 hours away from where I actually live at. So my mom wasn't up there. None of my family was up there, just my cousin and my friends. So I get there, and so she gets to the hospital, she's making sure I'm okay, we leave, and then I'm like, I need to find my phone. Like, where is my phone? I don't have my phone, I don't have my school ID, I don't have anything, my clothes. So it turns out that she had my clothes, she washed my clothes and stuff like that, because apparently I had throw up all over my clothes. So I'm like, ew, like I'm just thinking to myself like, ew, Shahira, like come on, like did you really just throw up everywhere? Like what kind of scene did you make at this party? Like I don't know, like if I should feel embarrassed. Like I was just confused and I was lost. So she's telling me what happened. So I was like, I need to go get my phone. So we go back to the place where the party was at, because I'm like, somebody got to know where my phone is. So we get there, and I'm knocking on the door, banging on the door, banging on the door. And I'm like, where's my phone at? So they all looking confused, like they never seen me before. So I'm like, where's my phone? The last place I had my phone was here. Last place I had my ID was here. So I don't understand like what's going on. So they're like, no, your phone not here. Da 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 da. Like nobody ain't seen no phone. And I felt like they was lying. So I was getting upset. I'm like, dag, like this situation can't get any worse. I lost my phone. Like I was hoping that there was a way I could go through this without telling my mom. But losing my phone, oh yeah, like I couldn't finesse that. So I was like, dag, like I'm really like, you know, out of luck right now, because I don't have a phone. I don't have like nothing that I like had. So So after they was saying that they didn't have the phone, we left. So my cousin was like, where's the girl at that you went to the party with? Like, where's the girls at that you were like out with? So I'm like, I don't know. It turns out that I was like, it turns out that some of the girls had left me and my close friends. Like, some of the girls had left the party and just me and my close friend was at the party. So I was like, I don't know where they went. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell us that they were leaving. Like, I don't know what was going on. So to me, everything just seems so weird. Cause like, how y'all leave the party? Like, we all went to, like, we was together the whole entire night and y'all just leave the party without telling me. So that was weird to me. So she's like, all right, so where's your close friend at? So I was like, I don't know where she is. I was like, I don't even have my phone to call her. I was like, well, let's just go to her dorm to see if she's there. So we went to her dorm. I'm banging on her door. I'm banging on her door. I'm banging on her door. She finally answered. She's like, oh, hey, like, hey, Sha, like, acting like everything is so normal. Like, girl, I just got out of the hospital. Like, you waking up from a good night's rest. Like, where the heck was you at? Like, how wasn't you in the hospital with me? Like, this is all the things that I'm thinking about in my head. Because it's just like, we were the last two out of the whole group that was still at the party. So it's just like, I got in the, like, I was admitted to the hospital, but you made it back to your like dorm room. So for me, that was weird as well. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what kind of people I had around me. But for me, it was just like, at this point, I still don't know the severity of the situation because I blacked out and I only know a little bit from what my cousin told me, and she wasn't at the party the whole time. So I'm just like, I'm in her room. I'm in my close friend room. I'm just like, well, like, do you know how you got back here? And she was like, yeah, such and such. He was able to walk me back. And I'm just like, dag, like, was I really that drunk? Like, how the heck did this happen? So I took her phone because she still had her phone. She had everything that she went to the party with. It was just me who was the unlucky one who ended up in the hospital and all that. So I was like, where's your phone at? Let me call one of our friends that we both had in common at the time. Because he was at the party with us, but we didn't go with him. So I called him and I was like, hey, like, he was like, oh my gosh, Sha, I'm so glad you okay. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, do you have my phone? Like, I'm not really thinking about like this, like what really happened at the party. I'm trying to find my phone. So I'm like, do you have my phone? He like, no, Sha, I'm so glad you okay. I thought you was going to die. I'm like, what? Like, you thought I was going to die? Like, what happened? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, do you have my phone? Do you have my school ID? He was like, I don't got your phone, but I do have your school ID because some girl had my ID, but my ID and my phone was together. So that was weird. So he got the ID from her and he was like, I'm about to come over there. So he came over to the dorm that we was in and he was like, yo, Sha, like, I didn't think that you was going to make it. Like, I thought you was going to die. Like, I didn't know what was going on with you. You wasn't waking up. You wasn't responding. So I'm like, all right, so like, what happened? So at this point, I'm like, I came to the conclusion that I'm not getting my phone back. So I'm just like, somebody tell me what happened. So he's telling me his side of the story. He like, yeah, you came outside, you were speaking to us or whatever, and then you just sat down. And once you sat down, it was over with. He was like, you passed out outside. I passed out, and somebody found me passed out on the ground. Like, I don't know, like, this still to this day, it don't make no sense to me. But apparently, I was found passed out outside of the party. People came over to me, trying to like get me to wake up. Then the cops was coming to the party to shut the party down, so they had to get me inside so that way I didn't have an underage. And mind you, I didn't really know that many people at this party. I was a freshman. It was the first semester, so it was just like, I was thankful that these people were actually trying to help me. So he was telling me that a bunch of guys or whatever like carried me back up the steps into the party. So I went back into the party. Well, they put me back into the party and apparently put me in a room. Now, apparently in this room, it was a bunch of girls that were like trying to help me. One of the girls I actually knew personally. I mean, we're not friends to this day, but I knew her personally. So she was there helping me or whatever. And I guess they put me in a shower, ran me under cold water, trying to wake me up. I just wouldn't wake up. So that's how my hair got messed up. Then my clothes was wet because they put me in the shower in my clothes, so they had to take my clothes off. That's how I ended up with the t-shirt and the basketball shorts. So I'm in the room. They got me. Now mind you, this is what he's telling me, because you know he was there and he kind of seen some of the things that was going on. So he was like, yeah, they was trying to make sure that nobody was recording you, because you know they was recording the party. They was just trying to make sure you was okay and you wouldn't wake up, so they had to call your cousin. So before they called my cousin, somebody was trying to put me into their car, a random person that I don't know, and they was stopping that from happening. So they called my cousin, and apparently my cousin, she came in the party cursing everybody out, like, how the hell did this happen? Like what's going on? Like, she put me in a car, she took me to the hospital. So that's how that happened. So that was his side of the story. So I'm like, dang, like when he's telling me this, I'm just like, how did I get to this point? Like, how much did I really drink? Like, and honestly, I didn't drink that much. I had 6 shots of Ciroc and I had 2 cups of that juice. Now, mind you, I'm not really like I said before, I didn't really drink that much in high school, but that whole summertime that we was up there, I didn't throw up once. And we went out every weekend. I was drinking the punch at those parties. So I was just like, it must be something in this punch, or something must have happened that made me like black out like that, because I honestly didn't drink that much. 6 shots, that's nothing to me, especially right now. That was 5 years ago. Like, honestly, like, to me, that's not a lot of liquor. So I was just like, okay, like, how did I get to this point? Like, he just told me the story. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe this happened. People couldn't believe what was going on, especially that it was me, because like, I don't know, it was just like a weird situation. Like, I just didn't know how I got in that situation, and other people was just like, just really trying to make sure that I was okay. Now, mind you, we all really didn't know each other that well. Like I said, a lot of us known each other from the summer program. So they was just all like, just making sure that I was okay and everything. At this point, I'm just like, I need to tell my mom. So everybody left the room except for my friend Brianna and of course the close friend. Everybody else left the room. They just wanted to make sure that I was fine and everything. Nobody knew where my phone was. They don't know how this one girl had my ID but not my phone. So they left the room. So then that's when I was like, all right, I gotta call my mom. So I used my friend's phone to call my mom, and honestly, she had no idea what was going on. Like, she's like, oh, hey, Sha. Like, she was just regular conversation. And I was like, Mom, like, you're going to be very disappointed in me. Like, I'm like, you're going to be mad at me, basically. And, like, I couldn't even tell her what happened without crying, because she was just like, what? What happened to you? Like, hospital. You're like what? Like, what did the doctor say? So, basically, the conclusion of why I passed out and why I blacked out is because apparently there was Xanax in the jungle juice, and apparently I wasn't the only girl who passed out that night. So I guess drinking 2 cups of that juice along with the 6 shots that I had was a bit much. I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't have drank any of that jungle juice that I would have been fine, because honestly those bottles of Ciroc was brand new. Like, they was breaking the seal of them joints and pouring shots. So it had to be the jungle juice. The doctors told me that it was something in my system that wasn't supposed to be in my system or whatever, and mixed with alcohol poisoning. So that's what happened, and that's what I had to tell my mom, and she was just like so shocked. She couldn't believe it, because honestly that's only stuff that you see on TV, and like that situation could have been 10 times worse. Like, I don't know, if I was at a party where like nobody gave 2 fucks about nobody, or gave like who didn't care about me at all, like who knows what would have happened at that party, especially because it was a group of guys who were throwing that particular party, and that was their house, so anything could have happened. A lot of the people that was telling me what happened was like, yeah, they was trying to record you in the shower when they was trying to wake you up. Like, that is weird to me. The boy who had my ID, who was a close friend of mine at that time, him and his roommate walked me back to my dorm. So as I'm walking back to my dorm, I see the other girls that I was at the party with, just walking, coming from out of the commons, just had breakfast or whatever, just laughing, having a good old time. So I'm like, I told the boy that I was with, I was like, yo, call him, because I couldn't yell or anything. Like, my body was just so weak. So I was like, can you call him real quick? So he called them over there, and I was like, okay, I think I skipped the part. So when I was back in the room, they was telling me that People didn't know who you went to the party with because you was by yourself, da 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 da, and da 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 da. So I was like, well, y'all know who I went to the party with. And they was like, yeah, like we asked them, like, why did you leave Shy at the party? And they said that they didn't go to the party with you. So from there, I was already like, what? So leaving out of the dorm and walking to mine and seeing them actually, like, that was like totally perfect timing. Like, they was literally walking this way and I'm walking this way. So yeah, call them real quick because you're not about to sit here and try to play me. So they came over and I was like, so y'all telling people that y'all didn't go to the party with me? And they're like, no, we didn't say that. What's her face said that? Like, they was blaming one of the other girls who wasn't with them at that time. They was like, no, such and such said that. We didn't say that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, well, why would y'all even say that in the first place? Y'all clearly were at the party with me. Why would y'all, like, I'm not trying to blame them for what happened to me because I'm grown at the end of the day and I don't expect them to babysit me. But them leaving the party, we would have just left the party with them because we was already a little too drunk. I would have just left with them and I probably would have made it back to my, you know, dorm safely. But they just left without telling nobody. Like, y'all really don't do that. Like, if you go to a party with a group of females, there's a buddy system. Like, one person gotta go to the bathroom, either y'all all gotta go or one person else go with them. Like, y'all don't go nowhere by yourself. So I guess they probably figured since I had my close friend with me, I was okay. But at this time, I was just mad. Like, y'all just sitting here telling people that y'all didn't go to the party with me. Like, that was really weird to me. So I was irked with them. They kept trying to like, oh no, we didn't say that. So I ended the conversation. That was basically a crazy time in my life. That was basically the whole thing that happened. Point of the story is that I was drugged at a college party. I just hope anybody that's watching this, if y'all are going to college or if y'all have ever been through anything like similar to this, y'all understand that it is really a learning experience. And if you are going to college, I really suggest you not drink the jungle juice. Like, they are literally serious when they say don't drink the punch at a party, because you will go to that one party and it will only take that one party for anything to happen. So that is basically it for this story time. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because this is literally the only interesting thing that has ever happened in my life. Like, I wish I could do more story times because I love telling like a story that happened in the past. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn the post notification bell on. That way you're notified every time I post a video. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bring it back, 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 bring it back.
All right.